Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your GIS News for May 3. Government is embarking on an energy efficiency and conservation program that should save roughly $2.6 billion in public sector electricity costs annually. It stems from an energy audit of government entities completed in 2010, which identified measures to reduce public sector electricity use by 24.7%. It's being funded by the Inter-American Development Bank through a $20 million loan. Speaking at the launch Wednesday, IDB country representative Anse Brewster praised the government for embarking on what he called a very bold and innovative step.
And it shows here today where the public sector is actually in a leadership role, and we expect to see private sector following very closely.
The program will employ several measures to improve public sector energy efficiency. It also calls for a public awareness and education campaign.
Today, we as government are making a clear and unequivocal statement. We must slash our energy bill. And we must do so first by conserving and improving efficiency.
Cabinet has made it easier for any member of the public to install renewable energy systems with the goal of selling the excess energy to the national grid. Previously, the Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica had exclusive authority to pursue renewable energy projects for sale to the national grid, and anyone else looking to do so had to have their projects endorsed by the PCJ. Energy Minister Philip Paulwell says that is no longer the case, and the process is now subject to full and open competition.
And we believe out of this, we are going to create opportunities for small and medium enterprises, for jobs, and we are really urging that the private sector sees this as an opportunity to get involved with.
He also announced that it's all systems go for the implementation of net billing. It allows small producers of electricity who are also JPS customers to receive remuneration for self-generated electricity that is supplied to the national grid. The minister says the OUR has updated its website to provide full details on the process of applying for a net billing license. Government is close to getting the $194 million targeted as private-public funding to support Jamaica 50 activities. Youth and Culture Minister Lisa Hanna announced this week that several entities have already committed $134 million.
We've been getting commitments, and we have ongoing discussions with a number of private sector persons, and all indications and the work that we've been doing suggests that we're going to hit the target of $194 million.
Meanwhile, the tender process has begun for the Independence Gala on August 6, while 2 management companies have submitted bids for the Jamaica 50 Jubilee Village at the National Arena. The minister adds that 7 companies have been licensed under the Jamaica 50 merchandising program. Discussions are underway with another 2 companies to begin producing and selling commemorative pins by the end of May. Youth and Culture Minister Lisa Hanna and Kingston's Mayor Angela Brown-Burke have announced plans to work jointly at carrying out needed rehabilitation of the Ward Theatre. They were speaking with GIS News Wednesday after touring the theatre, which is owned by the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation. Having seen firsthand the damage, Minister Hanna says the next step is to meet with the mayor and other stakeholders to determine a program of action.
What you'll be able to see in the short term is certainly the fixing of the termites. We have to rescue that. Some of the windows, but just for the safety of pedestrians. And you're going to see a general cleanup of the area. Some of the drains have to be fixed. And then you'll begin to see us starting from there.
And finally, customs authorities have stopped 448 cases of counterfeit cigarettes from reaching the Jamaican market. The cigarettes, valued at $67.2 million, were seized Tuesday at Kingston Wharves Limited. The counterfeit brands were Bronco, Boston, and JW Light's Little Cigars. They were found aboard the Vega Nicholas vessel on April 19. No arrests have been made yet, but the authorities are continuing their investigations. In the meantime, the Customs Department is warning the public that while these counterfeit cigarettes are cheaper, they pose a greater health risk and should be avoided. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.